Quick update while I photocopy some things, because that's just teachers being efficient, right? Looks like it's good. Got back yesterday from validating the science grade 6 provincial achievement test. And I just, every time I do have an experience with Alberta Education where I go and I give input on questions or do what I did yesterday when I validated this year's PAT and read through question by question, and with a group of colleagues decided, approved the tests and made a couple tiny adjustments. I'm just so impressed. The quality of assessment that is made through Alberta Ed is just on a whole nother level. There's definitely issues with standardized tests and high stakes tests, for sure. But recognizing the quality that is put into these, I think, is really important. Every single item on the science PAT has taken at least 2 years of development. It's like 80 to 100 professionals look and develop every single new iteration of that problem. The questions that are at a certain stage get field tested by about 500 students. And then the data from that gets analyzed for so many factors. It's just awesome. They look at not only percentage correct, right? So the science PAT, the goal is to have the mean around 2/3. So 66.6% is the mean. But that doesn't mean that every student gets 66% of every single question, right? They have a scale of difficulty. The hardest question might be 40% correct. The easiest might be 85% correct. And then there's different difficulties as you go. They also look at which students get these questions correct or incorrect. So if I'm a student and I got 95% on the test, that puts me in a high category. And if the high category students get a question wrong more often than a medium or a low category student, then that question may actually be being answered for the wrong reason. So they look at that. Any question, it should be like quite straightforward between who's getting it right and how often. If there's any distractors on a multiple choice question that has lower than, I think it's 8 or 9%, then it's too weak of a distractor and they cut it. They try to figure out ways to make it stronger. If any distractor is too strong, they cut it, find out ways to make it more a stronger distractor. We're never trying to trick students. So many of the discussions when we're in that room is how to make this question more straightforward, how to make this question more based specifically on the outcome, how to take out reading, how to take out having to know the context, being able to pinpoint what outcome that question or what outcomes that question is. I'm inspired when I'm in that room. There's a group of people that care a lot about education and care a lot about being able to have a fair assessment for how we're doing year after year. That's another thing they do. They keep certain questions from one year to another so that they can compare between this year's group of kids versus last year's group of kids. So they can see whether the test was harder or whether actually the group is doing better or worse. And they can judge that because there's like 20 questions that were on it last year, and you can see through the statistics of 40,000 kids writing it if it's a group thing or a question thing or what it is. It's just amazing. There's artists that go through and adjust every little thing. I made a suggestion about like where the descriptor in an image, like where the label in an image is, to make it more consistent, and that's going to get changed. Like, it's amazing. So I don't know if I know that I can't talk specifics at all about the test, but I think that sharing just some of the aspects of what goes into making these, I think, is appropriate. So that's why I made this video, is because I am quite inspired by building these achievement tests. Because I could never make it even close to as good as an individual or as a team of teachers. Because you just don't have the resources, you don't have the time, and you don't have the students to field test. It's impossible. I mean, every test I have that I've made is garbage compared to the amount of work that has gone into the PAT. So is it perfect? No. But is it really good compared to what is possible? I believe yes.